Greetings everyone, GalacticStorm here, and today we are doing our 25th episode of our Black Ops 3 Weapon Guide. Today, we are going to review the only semi-automatic rifle that you unlock, besides the MX Grand that you get by the black market, the Shevia. And this thing you unlock at level 43. Now what does this weapon look like? It doesn't look like any though of the weapons that, or any of the weapons that you know of so far. It looks like the SMR, the Kiltech semi-auto rifle, but it doesn't look anything familiar from any of the other weapons that I've researched on. Kind of looks like maybe like the G3 at sorts, but that's just me. Alright, let's look at the stats on this weapon. Damage on this thing is the highest in class tied to the MX, with 2 shots. Range on this thing is pretty high at 50 meters. Penetration ability is high along with the MX Garand. Rate of fire on this thing, however, is the slowest in class, and probably one of the slowest within the game, at 257 rounds per minute. Uh, Aim time is swifter than the other guns at 223 milliseconds, not by much. Hipfire is average, but it's not recommended mainly because of the rate of fire on this weapon. Magazine capacity is also very low. It is 20 rounds and 28 when it comes to extended. The only lowest one is the MX Grand, and the reload time on this thing is slow at 2.23 seconds, and there is mild recoil on this weapon, which is pretty good for a semi-automatic rifle. Now, for this weapon, what are we going to be doing with this? First off, we are going to be making a marksman class, something like the with the XR2. And for this, we are going to hold back. We're going to use sensitivity, resistivity, and we're going to get the better kill streaks along with it. So I'm going to add this badass camo, either prestige or infrared, because they're pretty epic. And for our first one, for our first attachment, we are going to choose an optic. And this optic, well, it depends on your choice. Reflex is good, close range. ELO is good at close range. BOA 3 is close range. Recon Thermal is that good at longer ranges, and Varix 3, it's a mix of close to long range. So we're gonna pick that, so we can have a sensitivity in case, or sensitive in case of anything else. But we are gonna also add the high caliber. With one shot, it's instant death, and yeah, you would rather have instant death. And for our other choice, we are going to use the long barrel so we can increase our range. But you can also choose rapid fire, you can also choose quick draw, or you can also choose faster extended mag as well. And for our perk build, well, we're going to choose 2 from perk 1. So we're going to use the perk 1 greed wildcard, which will give us 2 perks from perk 1. So our first one is going to be Sixth Sense, so we can indicate where our enemies are if they're nearby. And our second one is going to be Flak Jacket, so we can absorb explosives like a boss. Our second perk choice, we're going to be using Anti-Up. Or you can use Cold Blooded or High Wire, but we're going to use Anti-Up so we can get the harder kill streaks much easier. And for our last tier, we are going to be choosing Tactical Mask, so we can reduce the effects of flashbangs, concussions, and shock charges. And we're going to forego a tactical and lethal slot, and we are going to choose a pistol of your choice. We are going to choose the LCAR 9 for its faster rate of fire. And we've already reviewed this weapon in a previous episode. And I'm going to add Swindler because it looks badass. Now, you can also choose a lethal or tactical like a trip mine or a shock charge as well. So what are the pros and cons on this thing? Pros are it has low recoil, best damage in the class, good range, it can go farther ranges at most than any other ARs. And the cons on this thing, it's horrible at close range, lowest rate of fire, semi-auto, and slow recoil. So without further ado, let's see what this four-armed Shogun can do.
Scout, KIA. Smoke check.
strong.
The voice that carries numbers kept me astray.
Get it down.
Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from me. Show you all the way. Let me show you all the ways. Oh, let me show you all the ways. Yeah, let me show you all the ways.
Straight from the shadows.
Survival is down.
I have been taken by the words that you say. The voice that carries numbers kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from me. Show you all the way. Let me show you all the ways. Oh, let me show you all the ways. Yeah, let me show you all the ways.
Lightning strike awaiting Ruin KIA.
Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Be sure to look at my Facebook page down below. And for our next episode, we are going to be looking at the 4-round burst SMG, the Pharaoh. Until then, GalacticStorm saying, keep charging, bitches.